Noiko, I think that's how you pronounce it. Noiko sound. I've gotten desensitized to it right now, so I've been driving it for about a month, but I've been hearing a lot of complaints from mainly just the wife here. So, all right, so now that's one panel. I've got 36 square feet. Maybe I bought the wrong car. Maybe I should have bought the... Hey, what's up YouTube? And today we're going to be installing the Noiko sound deadening materials. The reason why I'm doing this is for a few reasons. One of them is because my new boiler exhaust system right there, that's the tip, but the exhaust system right here causes quite a lot of drone that I want to minimize for the inside cabin of my car. This right here is the 80 mil version, and I got 36 square feet of it. You can see right here, that's what it looks like. Noiko, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly, but the reason why I got this over the popular Dynamat and the Fat Max, even some of the U-seals that I've seen people install in their cars, because this was half the price of the Dynamat, and you can see it's probably just as thick as well. Let's take a look at the thickness. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. Supposedly 80 mil. I don't have a micrometer on me, but you know, I'll just take his word for it. I'm gonna put this in, go through the process, but before I do that, I need to clean out all of this right here, because if your car is anything like mine, it's not in pristine condition, so you got to clean it all out. But just want to make sure I have all my materials. Got my gloves here, and I was told to wear the rubber tip gloves because the plastic gloves, I think the asphalt glue, the asphalt adhesive right here tends to kind of stick and rip the gloves if you touch that side of it. So I got the little rubber tip gloves right here that I help with that. I also have my roller, got a rubber tip roller, got my blade here, and I've got my degreaser. I don't know how many applications I need to put on here. Also, sometimes people need to put on 2 layers. I've heard one person say up to 4 layers. They did a little video on that, but I'm gonna try 1 layer, 1 layer of improvement. For what I have nothing on here anyway, so we'll see how this works. So I'll be right back after I clean out my car, and we'll get started. Right now, I'm only going to do the trunk of my car because that's primarily where a lot of the sound and vibration is coming from. Eventually, I will do the whole door, ceiling, roof, and underlining under the seats of my car as well, to give that full-fledged silent luxury feel. But for right now, I just want to do the trunk, quarter panels right up in here, wheel well, get up under there, do the roof where the speaker is, another quarter panel, and the trunk lid right up under here. All right, so I'm just about halfway done here with the removal process of everything that's in my trunk. I got out all the junk that I had in here. Next, I am removing the side panel carpeting from the back side, from the left and the right side. And just a rule of thumb that I like to do is when you remove each piece, just make sure you keep all of these screws and stuff with you. You can see right here, these came with 2 little screws, so I just put them right up in the holes right here. And these are the plastic clips that go up in there for this back panel and the trunk lid as well. So I'm going to continue removing all of these side panels, get the vacuum, clean this up, wipe this up, make this nice and clean. Hey, one last thing. Another thing that I noticed as I'm going through the removal of all of the felt here, I noticed that the Sonata actually has a lot of hidden screws and hidden fasteners in here. So for instance, on this side quarter panel for the carpet, you have to push through the gas lever slot right through here. And also all the way in the back, as you can see right here, I removed all of the plastic fasteners underneath here, but it will not pull out from the edge of the corner behind the back seat, because I will show you, as you look right around here, this is the back seat down, there is a little felt lip, one right here and another one further down right there. And in order to remove those plastic fasteners, you have to remove this plastic covering. Fortunately, they're just Phillips head screws. You have to remove all of these Phillips head screws. Pull this plastic back panel, and you'll see the felt lip plastic fastened right to the metal of the car right here. So there's the first one, and there's the second one. So in order to get to these, unless you just feel like getting your X-Acto blade and cutting them, but I plan on reinstalling these again, you have to remove this plastic covering from behind the back seat in order to get to those felt lips. So Alright, now that I got all this carpeting out, let's go ahead and vacuum up all of this stuff and clean up all this dirt up here. Alright, so now I got all the vacuuming done. It's clean up in here. Alright, so now I'm wiping everything down. Get rid of all the grease. On a side note, while I'm doing all of this stuff, I wanted to point out that originally I had the muffler installed before I had it installed. Looked at about 2-3 other mechanics that I used to go to. One shop was a high-end auto shop. Had the GTRs in there and the Lamborghini Lambos all up on the driveway. So I said, you know what? Maybe I'll go there. Maybe they could custom fabricate the muffler for me. I knew I needed to have the muffler cut, but I don't have the expertise and the knowledge to do that just yet. That I could cut the muffler, and I won't be able to weld it. Don't know how to weld just yet. But the guy looked at me and said, yeah, you're going to have to need this cut and put it on. And I said, I know that. That's what I explained to you. That I need to have it custom cut. It's a universal muffler. So I need to have it cut and welded onto there. So, oh, we don't do that. And so I said, well, you know, just jokingly saying, maybe I bought the wrong car. Maybe I should have bought the 2.0 liter. A lot of people would have said, yeah. He actually said, yeah. Not even joking. So I'm like, you know what, dude? Whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and take my 2.4 liter, customize it the way I want. Maybe I will put a turbo in this thing. Why not? What do I got to lose? It's paid off. So I finally did find an actual mechanic that would do custom welds, custom cut and custom welds, which is phenomenal. So now I'm going to him now to get all of my fabrication done. Also, I have another video where I added the throttle body spacer onto the car, onto the throttle body. And I saw another video where this kid said it actually made a whistle sound similar to a supercharger or turbo spool. In the beginning, I didn't hear it, the whistle. I was kind of excited about it to hear it, but I didn't hear it at the time I installed it. But I noticed as I was driving a few days later, I'm driving, I hear a whistling sound. I'm like, where's that whistling coming from? All the time I'm thinking it's another modded up car next to me, but that was the only car on the road. So I approached the concrete medium. The sound was vibrating off, and I can hear whistling coming from my intake. It's high pitched, not a high pitch, but that's an airy whistle coming from the intake. And I said, well, you know what? I guess that kid was right. This thing really does whistle. I'm only doing this one time. I'm not doing this again unless I absolutely have to. Me being 6 feet tall, sitting in the middle of a trunk of a sedan is definitely not comfortable. Alright, so I'm just going to finish up all this cleaning right here. And once I'm done, this will actually be the last step before we start measuring and cutting the material and getting it installed. I'm going to pause it right here. Next time I start up, next time you see me, I should be installing in the material. Alright, so cleanup and prep work is finally done. And now what I'm going to do is start cutting out some of these quarter panels here and placing them right onto the metal of the car. And I'm just going to eyeball these. I'm not really going to measure them to the exact. I actually have some, bought some Noiko tape to kind of tape in some of the seams between the parts when they meet up. That'll help with some of the solidification of this material. Well, I'm going to take this, measure out just a good piece, put on a piece of cardboard and just cut it out. Okay, so I think I'll cut about maybe this square right here. Actually, no, I'll just start off with this fold right at the panel. Cut it right here at the seam and just place it down. And got my little trusty roller right here, and I'll just start rolling it just like that. Also, I was made aware that as you're rolling in, covering up the material, covering the panels with the material, to watch out for any parts that you might need to get to later on, any holes that are in the metal of the car where the screws will line up. Make sure to leave proper spacing and cutouts for some of the holes and fasteners that you need to put in, because God forbid you lay all this in, is fully installed and seamless. Now you have to install your carpeting and get all the panels back in place, and now you don't know where any of the holes are. So just make sure you cut out little openings or holes where all of the screws will line up. All right, so I've got my piece cut. I'm going to take it out and lay it down right here, and these little ridges will help because that'll let me know that as soon as I start squeegeeing it or rolling it down, I'll know where the folds are, where it's sticking pretty good. I'm going to get on the other side of the car, coming through the trunk, and start working on this now. Alright, now that looks pretty good. Bring a little closer so you can see. Alright, so now that's one panel. I've got 36 square feet of all of this stuff, and I'm going to do the rest of the trunk up in here. So I'm going to stop the video right now, and next time I start it up again, I'll be just about done. Okay, so now after a long time and maybe 2 going on 4 hours, I finally completed the installation of the Noiko and some of the U-Seal sound deadening foil that I put in here. You can see the difference between here's the Noiko, got the texture feel to it, and the U-Seal I got from Home Depot. I heard that people said they use this as well, so this is more smooth. But it's not perfect. It's pretty back-breaking work. I have to contort myself to get up in here to do this. But I covered pretty much all of the wheel well. Got the back of the trunk right here. Got some of the side panels, although that's pretty tough to get right here. Some of the back tire well, all the way up to the top here. Here's the right side, covered up. I mean, again, it's not perfect. Did the best I could with the pieces that I had. Alright, and I actually went up all the way back up in there as well to try to knock on the panel and see if I had any vibration. I still had a little bit, but not as much. Also, you can see I did the trunk and all up within the trunk as well, all up in there. So again, we shall see how this works. I'm going to take this for a ride right now, but again, essentially this is pretty much what it should look like. Once again, it is not perfect, and I'm hoping that this does make a difference, because I spent half the day doing this and I'll be pretty disappointed if it doesn't work. But believe you me, I'm not taking this stuff out. So I'm going to go ahead, reinstall all of the carpet. Got the spare tire and everything up underneath. Take this for a drive, listen to the sound, and I'll give my review in the next video if I can tell the difference or not. Take care, guys.